like all the women do during sex. They all laugh at him. The other guy thinks he's cool, but he sounds like a giant tool. He calls himself the Toxic Lord. He'll ramble on and make you bored. He rambles the fuck on. Welcome to the Low Bar Show. They have no knowledge to bestow. We hope that you can stay away, 'cause this stream is probably a mistake. Welcome to the Low Bar Show. Woo! Whoa, to the Low Bar Show.
She asked me to fuck her in my uniform, and it hit me hard.
I love our intros. They're so
Yeah,
fun.
it's awesome.
Of course, Jack Reacher, Lance, Adam, how you guys doing? And yeah, it's a low bar. We set it pretty low, and I'm not going to be shilling for Real Cinema. It's a great app, Lord Toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, excuse the police sirens in the background. It's either gunshots or fireworks. I can't tell the difference anymore.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But yes, our low bar of this film called what's it called again? Kinds of Kindness. Or
Kinds of
Acts
kindness.
Sure.
Kinds of kindness.
We always say to everybody watching that, I like to plan stuff out. This is not a film that I would have thought you wanted to see. So when you talk to me about it, I'm like, all right, sure. This doesn't seem to be your
Well,
type of film.
It's definitely not my type of film for sure.
So-
But I had, I'm off on the weekends now, and it's just one of those things. It kind of caught my attention. I thought, like, step outside my comfort zone and go watch something weird that Stupenzo's always telling us to watch
Christ.
and stuff like that. Yeah, I know.
Benzo says it
So-
must be good, right?
Right. Well, yeah. Well, about that. So, there's that, and then it was a combination of things. Plus, I had a free ticket because with my Regal rewards, so I've wasted a free ticket. So
We ever
it
talk
was
about
just-
Regal on the show? I have no idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have the unlimited Regal app as Blue Collar does, but if you accumulate enough
Babsy.
points with the regular app, you can get free stuff like popcorn, sodas, tickets,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yada yada yada. Hello, Lance. Hello, everybody in chat. Adam Gray, Barbara Lawrence. Everybody that's here, we're gonna probably spoil this, so just be aware. But
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter because you're not gonna understand the plot anyway.
This is from the director of Poor Things, which I will say at some point, actually, to Enzo's credit, I do want to do a breakdown of Poor Things. I had fun with that film. It's damn sure a what you would call a feminist film, but it's a dark comedy as well. And I think certain people took it the wrong way because it's a fun film for what it is. But the same
Did
director,
they?
I did. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not an algorithm for like loving kids. That's not the way I took it, but it's a whole nother discussion. But either way, the same director. So of course you have Emma Stone comes back and Willem Dafoe are in the same film by the same director. But what is the plot of this film, Lord Toxic? Because the trailer is very fucking vague. Besides them playing the fucking Sweet Dreams theme
Right.
song.
Yeah. So it's basically it's three interconnected stories.
Is it 3 or 4? I thought was it 3 or 4? I thought it was 4. I
It's
wasn't sure.
3.
3. Okay.
It's 3. And it's so basically this kind of storytelling, both in novels and in movies, is called a triptych, or I might be mispronouncing that. I think it's triptych, but I might be mispronouncing that. But either way, So that's like, the kind of picture that you have at your grandma's house that has 3 different photos and a thing. So that's basically, and the reason why is because it's using a lot of the same characters to play, a lot of the same actors to play different characters.
Yeah.
And 3 sort of interconnecting, but not necessarily connecting stories.
Did you ever watch Cloud Atlas with Tom Hanks?
I did. Okay. I saw it in the joint.
Is this the same type as that?
Same kinda, yeah.
Okay.
It follows that there's actually a really famous book by Karen Slaughter. Shout out to Karen Slaughter, called Triptych, which has 3 interconnecting stories. They're not weird like this. It's a murder mystery, but you figure out how at the end how they're connected. But anyway, you got so the 3 stories is you got a man who doesn't have a choice. He can't take control of his own life. He has a boss that basically does a kind of emperor type, being in charge of him, telling him to do stuff, telling him how to do things, and doing this really just disgusting things with his life. In another one, he plays.
There's penetration. Don't worry.
He plays a policeman, and he believes because his wife was missing at sea and she's returned, that possibly she's a different person. And wackiness ensues, and a woman who is determined to find a specific someone with a special ability, bringing person back to the dead, and is going to become a prodigious, like spiritual leader type, guru type, and they try to figure that out. So, and then you have a lot of the same actors playing different characters in each one of the connecting stories.
Yeah, I didn't at first understand what the fuck was going on, because we do have the first movie storyline. It's like an hour long. Then it shows the credits and it says the actors and the credits, and that right there was the ending of that story, and then onto the new story. I first didn't get what they're going for. I'm like, why is now the same actors they're being called different names? And I'm like, oh, I just got what you're saying, because the trailer was so fucking vague. I'm like, what am I watching? I thought it was some kind of artistic design to show midway through the movie the actors and their characters, but no, it's once you see the credits for film 1, then we get into film 2, then we get into film 3. So this is three short stories or mini movies in one film, and that could be a problem for some people. It depends on how you take it, but I guess that's the point of Kinds of Kindness, is we have it's a culmination of mini movies.
If you liked Beau is Afraid, and you liked Poor Things, you'll probably like this. But it's Jamal.
I would say that, at least Poor Things has, but it's one consistent storyline, one narrative. This is multiple narratives, and depends on, I guess, which narrative you want to follow, because all 3 of them, they're definitely very distinct. I mean, same actors, but like the plots of each mini movie is not the same as the last one.
Yeah.
But well, so it's like, it's kind of hard to talk about what the hell's going on in this situation. Like you said, basically you have at some point they're all married, but they're not married. It depends on the fucking plot. In one plot, Jesse Plemons is married to Emma Stone. In a different plot, he's married to, I keep forgetting the Asian actress's name. At one
Hung
plot,
Chow.
okay.
Hung Chow.
In one storyline, Willem Dafoe is Emma Stone's father, but then in the first one, he's Jesse Plemons' boss. But then also at the last one, basically
he's the guru. He's the spiritual guru.
It's basically a sex cult. That's the way I took it, right?
I think it was like a cult. Well, yeah, I guess you could argue that.
Yeah. Because when we get to like the last movie, it's basically a whole group of people. They're crying. They're all having orgies, and like Poor Things, Emma Stone, she's going through this phase where she likes getting naked, which I'm fine. Emma Stone wants to get naked, and she wants to masturbate. She's on an island masturbating. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe, we get to see he's naked, but like kind of just, we don't get to see his massive hog. But like, there's a very awkward, you probably know the scene I'm talking about, where one scene Emma Stone and Willem Dafoe have a makeout session. Boy, yes. that was disturbing to watch. To say the least. I mean, they're like the camera's right there where you see like their tongues and their fucking mouths going at it. And I'm like,
yeah,
all right, we're going for that.
There's a lot of cringy stuff in this. So.
Yes, like Lord Toxic said, if you like the Poor Things or Beau is Afraid, this is the type of film. If I can sort out a war car away movie, I can probably follow this.
I don't know what that means, but all right.
So to Adam, it's 3 mini movies into one movie. That's it, and it's just 3 different plot points. One plot point we have it's like, boy, so besides that, what do we say about it? Because it's hard to dissect 3 different movies into one low bar review, Wes, because we're not following one narrative. That's what's hard about this. Is probably the hardest review we've done together, because it's like, how do we review fucking 3 movies into one review? That's what we're doing.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I don't know even how to start with. I was kind of hoping you'd have a little bit more narration.
All right, so I guess we'll just go by the list, okay? Movie
Okay.
1, the opening. Jesse Plemons plays
Yes.
a character, said his boss is very controlling. His boss
played by
dictates-
Willem Dafoe.
Yes, and Willem Dafoe is his boss, and I get the picture up in the first film. And Jesse Plemons he's married to the Asian actress, and his life is very dictated, and his boss wants him to get into a car accident. And
He wants him to get into a car accident, but not for the reasons that you think. And
Yes.
he gets into the car accident, but doesn't
know what it
quite
is.
hurt the guy that he gets into the car accident with enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hong Kong Chow Fui. Yeah, something.
Yes. All right.
So what he realizes is that his boss actually wants him to unalive the guy. And then
Yes.
he at first refuses, because he's like,
Mhm.
I've done everything that you tell me to do. I dress how you want me to dress. I drink what you want me to drink. I go where I want.
He doesn't fuck his wife accordingly.
Right.
He needs his
Um,
boss' permission when to have sex with his wife, and you're like,
Right.
all right, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess, like, what was it his wife wants to have kids, but he doesn't want to have kids, but his boss dictates if he can have kids with his wife. And at one point, I mean, like I said, spoilers, but like, his boss was having his wife go see doctors. She thought she was having miscarriages. His boss was making her actually
Arranging
he was abortions.
abortions for her. Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
dark. That's dark.
Yeah, and then he meets Emma, and so Jesse Plemons meets Emma Stone, and that's pretty much it for the entire first film, I guess. It's just
Yeah.
weird.
That's good.
Yeah.
For the first one.
Okay. And we'll get into story number 2. Yeah, in story number 2, Jesse Plemons is married to Emma Stone. And I forgot their character's name. It's like they changed the names from
It
like
doesn't matter.
yeah, it's
does not
whatever. It's like
matter.
Emily Ivy. Yeah. So she got into a car accident. She was on a island by herself, and she comes back, and they're having sex orgies. Like, there's at one point they're sitting down and they're having dinner with some friends, and as they're having dinner with friends, they're watching porno of the 4 of them having sex.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and for some reasons, like you said, Jesse Plemons, he doesn't feel like Emma Stone is his wife, but she's convinced he's her husband. And it's like, he wants her to do weird stuff. Like, no bullshit, guys, we'll just put it out there. He says, hey, listen, do me a favor. He gets hurt, and he comes back from the hospital. I'm famished. I'm hungry. You don't need you to
cut off your finger and let me eat it.
Cut off one of your fingers. He's like, either your thumb or your pinky, whichever one's preferable.
Yeah, whatever one you want to do.
And cook it for me. And what does she do? She's thinking about it, and fuck it. She goes to the kitchen. She cuts off her own thumb, and she fries it into a pan and serves him her delicious thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But plot twist, he doesn't eat it, gives it to the dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I got a better idea. Why don't you cut out your, what is he, pancreas? Or
No, because your liver is very nutritious. It's got
right.
lots of vitamins and enzymes. It's very good for your health. And he goes, I'm really famished. What you should do to make me feel better is I need you to cut out your liver and then fry it up and
liver. Yeah,
insert,
your liver.
like he's doing some Hannibal Lecter shit.
Yeah, it's bad.
And she does it too.
And she does it.
Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry. No, well, she doesn't actually fry up the liver. She doesn't survive cutting herself open. She cuts herself open. She cuts out her own liver for her husband.
Well, she at least attempts it. She attempts it.
You could say that's some good wife dedication, though. I mean,
that is some good wife dedication.
She does want to please her husband.
She definitely wanted to please her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. And then the final film, film number 3 is The Sex Cult, or whatever it's going to be, the spiritual place. And yeah, boy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a sex cult. Well, maybe. I guess you could make an argument.
We're not sure what it is. Yeah.
I mean, the main purpose is she's trying to find this person who can bring people back to life.
Yeah, because the opening establishes that they go to a morgue, and apparently this woman, she has psychic powers maybe, and she can raise her hands up to the heavens, and she can bring somebody back to life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then so also they go through this ritual where everybody has to be clean. Everybody has to be clean. They have to take their tears and drop their tears into this big, huge pool. And it's a very confined, like I said, like a spiritual cult. They have fences there where you can't get in. And she winds up getting assaulted, we'll say, and by a guy, and now she's filthy. She can't be cleansed. They put Emma Stone inside of the sauna to cleanse her body and sweat out all the toxins and contamination. But in the end, they're like, "Yeah, you're just dirty and get out of here."
You're dirty. You're dirty. You're gross.
Yeah, and she finds her this woman because to be a veterinarian, and Emma Stone picks up a dog, and no bullshit, I'm hoping it's a toy dog or something, but picks up a fucking dog and takes a knife and cuts the dog's paw, and the dog's ape, and she brings the fucking dog to the vet and like, "Hey, do me a favor, Em, I need you to heal this dog." And the woman heals the dog. The dog has no marks on it. Like, my God, this woman has powers, Wes. So what does she do? She comes back and she kidnaps her and puts her inside of a wheelchair, and she brings this woman to the mortuary to bring back somebody who died.
Yes.
Unless I'm missing something. And
no, that's right. That's right.
And at the end, let's see, she wants to bring her somewhere else and to get into a car accident. Here's a scene right there where Emma Stone is.
You get the scene.
It's in the trailer. I'm pulling up the picture. Sorry, because because the entire fucking trailer they're playing fucking Sweet Things. So it's
right. Yeah.
At one point,
which is only really playing at the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
So that's weird.
Better picture. Yeah. After she kidnaps this woman, she actually she buys her a scarf. And then she's like, "Hey, listen, I want you to try a scarf on." She has a needle. This woman's putting a scarf on. She stabs her neck with the needle, and then she puts her into this blue BMW. At the end, they're driving away, and she gets into a fucking car accident, and this woman flies through the fucking front of the car and dies. And you're like, that's the end of the film.
Yeah.
I think the only time I really busted out fucking laughing is a scene with Jesse Plemons in the first story, because his boss wants him to get into a car accident. The guy survives the first minor car accident.
Right.
Jesse Plemons puts this guy, no bullshit, guys. He puts him inside of a wheelchair, and he pushes him outside. He dumps him on the fucking ground, then takes his car, runs him over, then runs him over again, then runs him over again.
Yeah. He really runs him the fuck over.
And then that scene with him and Willem Dafoe, he goes back, he wants his approval, and he starts like, he's hugging Willem Dafoe and his wife, and he's like, "See, I told you, see, my boy here, he wouldn't let me down. He's a good boy." And like him and Willem Dafoe, they're doing like this, they're sleeping together, but they're also like snuggling, and they're very, I'm not sure what the fuck is going on, Wes, but like
it's some kind of weird throuple type situation, or I don't even know what you would call it.
That scene right there. I mean, the fact that Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, they're rubbing noses and just like he's a good boy, and just like
the other chick is Margaret Qualley.
Yeah,
I might be mispronouncing that. Margaret Qualley.
I'll take your word for it. Do we care?
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the one scene I busted out laughing, because I'm like, after just running a guy over, and he comes up, he knocks on the door, and he's like, "Yeah, I did it. I'm a good boy, and I ran him over. See, be proud of me." And they're all hugging, like, "See, I told you, he wouldn't let me down." Okay.
So, yep. And then you want to go with the rest?
Sure. I mean, I'm out. I don't know what to say, but you can take over.
So with a little bit of, I don't even know if I want to give this laugh part away, because this was actually the only part that I actually fucking laughed and thought was.
Let's just give it away at this point, guys. We're 20 minutes in. I'm not sure how much more we can fucking talk.
I don't know the name. I don't know the name of the chick, but Emma Stone basically, through a combination of stuff, she gets her in a wheelchair, gets her inside the morgue to reanimate this guy's body, and I guess it works some kind of way.
Yeah.
I don't know
something.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how or why that worked, but so they do that, and then Emma Stone gets out and does like a impromptu TikTok dance.
Yes.
In front of her real life boyfriend's Dodge Challenger.
Yep. It's a winner of the Cannes Film Festival. Yeah, she does like the grinding dance with the girls in a wheelchair, and sure.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess here's a scene where she's feeding her husband. Well, first he doesn't want to eat. He's not hungry.
Right.
What he is hungry for is a thumb.
Because who doesn't need a thumb?
Yeah, and then he fucking feeds it to the dog anyway.
Yeah.
What a douchebag. There you go. That's probably Emma Stone. She's grinding, shaking her booty.
She's doing her little Megan Thee Stallion dance.
Yeah. Is there any much? I'm said this will probably be a very short review, guys, because I can't think of anything else to talk about with this film.
I don't know how to put this together different than what we just said.
Yes, and if you're watching this, we're sorry, but this is what we just watched. Like, I mean, we could break down like Horizon for a couple hours or other better films, but even I could break down Poor Things. I'm not sure what I just watched.
It's one of those movies that you're not sure what you watch.
Is that the point? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, so I guess we'll just strangest movie I have ever heard of. You're not wrong, Phil. Which this is definitely a film. Had I been high or maybe done some acid, I may have had a better time. Unfortunately, I wasn't drunk enough for this film. You guys are dumb. Yeah.
I thought you were supposed to be on here, Enzo, to like you would have made it. See, this is Enzo's kind of film. Okay,
yeah,
so
we are both too dumb for this kind of fucking film.
Yeah, maybe
Plus,
this
I'm not taking enough edibles neither.
Right. Maybe we are maybe we are too pedantic and blue collar. See what I did there? Maybe we are too blue collar for this.
What's that then? Because what?
I
asked
you put it in the he put it in the chat, bro.
Stop
calling us bad names, Enzo. Stop it. We're trying. God damn it.
There you go.
This was
because I want to hear what Enzo's going to tell us while we're fucking idiots.
I would fucking love to hear Enzo's take on this.
I'm waiting for Enzo.
Fucking shit sandwich.
What's like I'm watching with my buddy Gooch Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer has action, has kick-ass set pieces, and like, hey, watch Scavenger's Ring. What's it about? Space frogs.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, even with like Poor Things, which I didn't like that. I know you did. But I at least understood the story. You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't know.
Enzo, Enzo, I understand the storylines and just like okay, it's weird. It's three weird mini.
What do you guys think this movie's about? Like, what do you guys have you guys seen?
I think if I'm really gonna put it, I think it's about the philosophical need to help out people, but our current human species doesn't do it right because we're all a bunch of narcissists and fucked up people.
Yeah, that would see that's something you think about the title of the movie, Kinds of Kindness, and there really is no kindness happening in this movie at all.
Even the kindness is it's like
malicious intent,
transactional, and it's really like sociopathic.
Yeah,
almost.
Well,
so
I gotta say, By
the way, was that bad? Was that okay? How was that?
No, that was good. There's no wrong answers, guys, with subjective.
Okay. I'm just.
You were calling.
I don't know. I watched this movie randomly. No, you guys are retards because you didn't fucking send me the link, even though you told me to get ready.
That's not. I don't have any control.
I said I made a link for 2 hours, and you didn't get back to me if you wanted to come on.
I did. I fucking gave you the thumbs up, you moron.
Thumbs up that doesn't mean anything.
Or you just send me the link, and if I don't show up, I don't show up.
I understand this. That's it. Okay, like thumbs up. Is it a good movie?
God. And thumbs up. That means yes. Dummy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. God, you know what's funny is my monitor was working like the past week and a half, and then I moved the computer for you assholes, and now it's not. So I'm doubly pissed.
All right. So Enzo, so what is this film about? Because
I don't know. What did I think? Anymore. Here's the thing. I think it was funny. First of all, the fact that he just did his Poor Things movie. Mm-hmm. Now, Yorgos's filmography is pretty weird. The guy's obviously one of these foreign perverts.
I agree.
But have you ever seen? Have you guys seen Dogtooth? His first movie?
No.
Okay, so it's like this weird foreign film, and the premise of the film is basically it's kind of like The Giver, except like done realistically. Like this family, they live in this like kind of like an enclosed gated mansion, and for some reason the parents have these children, and they've basically taught them. They've taught them up is down and left is right. They've taught them all that. So like the first, you're watching this movie, it's all gibberish basically, but you realize like as the film goes on that these kids have been trained to like behave and speak this way because I guess what they're trying to say is, the color blue is only blue because you were told it was blue.
Yeah.
But anyway, then after that he did, what was it? It was Killing of a Sacred Deer was one of them.
Yes.
And the Poor Things was recent. There's another one.
He's got a style.
The Lobster was weird as hell as well. And he's one of these guys where he likes to be we were talking about this yesterday on the Perfect Blue stream with Luke. how, you got your popcorn, your mainstream popcorn films on this side.
Mhm.
You got the good movie bar, and you've got popcorn mainstream shit on this end, and then you've got like weird avant-garde art house stuff that like all the critics love. And like Perfect Blue is like right in the middle. That's like the sweet spot. This is definitely more towards the art house end of the spectrum. But what I loved about it was, first of all, it's like listening to my kid and his friends argue about D&D, changing D&D time. No. Basically, like what I thought was great about it was Poor Things was his last big movie. He got all these Oscars, and it's very like unlike his style.
Yeah.
It's very like outlandish with a lot of computer effects and weird costumes and like kind of fictionalized, fantastical. This one, he kind of goes back to his roots with like kind of making it more grounded in reality. And I called this kind of like his Magnolia for Paul Thomas Anderson, like set in LA, has this very CinemaScope modern LA look to it. It's got this, it's really well photographed. It's very well acted. And it's this weird, symbolic movie with all these religious and, I don't know, spiritual undertones and messaging. But what I liked about it is like, it's the exact, he just pivoted really hard from Poor Things. He's like, Poor Things is what's popular and mainstream. I'm going to go the exact opposite and do this weird movie. Now, I'm sure you guys mentioned, but yeah, the trailer for this movie is kind of not necessarily misleading or false advertising, but it doesn't tell you anything. Like, for instance, I thought this movie was going to be this grand, like takes place over the course of like a decade or two about these specific characters. I thought it was going to be like this encyclopedic type of sprawling movie, but I didn't realize it was an anthology. So when you see Jesse Plemons like as a cop and Jesse Plemons as like mustache guy,
it's a triptych.
Yeah, I mean, the triptych means 3 stories, but I mean 3 paintings.
She's definitely changing up her style, but I mean, she's going to that artsy phase of her career and life right now, where she's not picking.
An anthology is basically short stories in one larger piece. So yes, it is an anthology, but like I didn't know that, which I guess I don't think I would have been so excited about it if I had known that, because it's just like kind of weird. And yeah, like Magnolia, it's like a bit pretentious.
It's been a while since I watched that.
The director's kind of got his head up his own ass, It's kind of maybe wrote it on cocaine.
It's definitely a head up your ass type. That's definitely the vibe that I got.
Yeah. Well, I liked it because it's like, just like all of his other movies, it's weird and shocking and twisted and dark and funny. And just it's funny if you have a weird sense of humor. But yeah, I mean, like you said, like the first story is basically about like the dangers of like gurus, like religious type, like I don't know, like
the first one's the boss. These 3,
right, yeah. The idea is the boss is like the icon who you do everything for, and he hands everything for you. It's kind of like a transactional relationship with God. Like you'll do anything for God, and God will in turn, provide for you. But even if God asks you to do something you don't want to do, you kind of have to, even if you even if it sounds something bad.
Yeah, as I'm watching, I'm thinking that like if Wes or if you ask Wes to kill somebody, Wes will come back to you and start snuggling you. Like the ends what I did, I killed him. Like, all right, yes, my son, yes, I'm petting you.
Yeah, I guess like the first story is kind of like about religious idolatry, and the second story is kind of about like almost like condemnation, like the idea that his wife is an oceanographer, goes missing.
Yeah,
and comes back, and he's certain that she's like a duplicate, like a body snatcher,
a clone or something. Yeah,
it's weird that he comes to that conclusion, but that's fine. That's
I mean, metaphorically, it's like because I mean, it ends up being kind of true, right? At the end.
I mean, but there's no way he could have known that.
Well, also, like, I didn't get like after she dies, but then her other self comes back to the front door.
Yeah, I mean, this is all. It's all metaphors, nothing, it's not meant to be taken literally, but
apparently, yeah.
I mean, the thing is like, the second story is more about like what happens when, you're set to, you're set in your ways to hate or distrust somebody. The first story is kind of like what happens when you're set in your way to do the opposite, to constantly trust and do whatever someone says. And then the third story is kind of more about like religious, like quests, like religious, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's all the cult stuff.
Yeah.
the big pool full of tears that they all drink or whatever. It's
Yeah,
like
I'm like-
fucking weird, dude. There's like a scene where like they all like get together. They both shed like one single tear, and you realize like this pool is like full of water. And you're
Yeah,
like, is
that
all
seems like
tear
really,
water or
really difficult. I mean, it's bad enough with the cry. It reminded me of like Crybaby, where he has the big, the jelly jar full of tears. Like it was like,
I'm sure it's like regular water that's like got tears in it. 10% tear
That would make-
water.
that would make more. That would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It was one of those movies
Oh, I
that
found it.
it's like I'm sure if you watched it a bunch of times, like you'd get more from
There it
it. But
is.
it's like I
The-
don't think
the
it's good
pool of
enough to want to
tears.
watch a bunch of times. I might want to watch it a second time, like a few years from now. But like, I gotta say
Watching
though,
it
like,
alone.
and really good acting from your boy Wes.
Yeah, Jesse
okay.
Plemons was another big.
I will say Jesse Plemons is very good for what he's given.
funny.
He's always good. Let's
Yeah,
be
I do like Jesse Plemons. He's good in this film. I won't debate that.
You can tell from his
I-
filmography and the roles he takes, and especially this movie and Civil War, that he has some kind of, and Breaking Bad, he's got some kind of sick
Yeah.
sense of humor. He enjoys these kind of really weird, twisted, roles and characters in movies.
Yeah. No, I was like Defoe. I mean, I still feel like no matter what the film, even an artsy film, even films like say The Lighthouse wasn't my type of film, but Defoe was fucking great in Lighthouse. And that's not my type of movie, but I couldn't deny his acting. Like even this film, he's not in a lot though. It's mostly Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. But Defoe,
You're not excited about Nosferatu
of
from the
course.
same director? Of
I
The
am.
Lighthouse?
Hey, I'm excited for it because I know the
You
source
guys like The
material.
Northman, right?
I did like it, but I didn't love it the way some people
It was
did.
okay.
Because
It
the
wasn't-
problem with me is I went to Northman expecting 300. That's why. But I mean, I understood.
I didn't really expect that, but
Wow, that's what I wanted.
Sounds like a you problem.
I want Spartans. It had one fucking fight scene, man. Come on.
yeah.
What are you talking about? It had a bunch of battle scenes. It was cool.
I had one of them, but I'm just saying,
I
like,
like
the
movies that
Northman-
have that comic book vibe. But yeah, I mean, the other thing about the song, they keep using that song "Sweet Dreams" by the Eurythmics throughout the trailer, and it's in the
In
movie.
the
and,
trail,
uh,
in the trailer, yeah, but in the
the
movie,
trailer
it's-
is like, I don't know what this
Oh.
is, but it looks cool.
Well, see
And
now
it is.
that
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that because I don't like when trailers are, and I think Blue Collar, you agree with me. Like
Mm.
trailers just giving away the whole freaking movie
Oh,
is really annoying as
well,
shit.
even like
Like,
recent. Well, you see Deadpool 3, they showed fucking Sabretooth. I'm like, dude, stop, man. I
yeah,
don't want
stop.
that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
stop
I
it.
think,
Stop it.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those movies where, like, if you try, like, nobody we're telling this movie to about is gonna, want to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, the more
Yeah,
you
we're
tell
not-
someone
yeah,
about it,
we're not-
they
we're
don't
not-
want to watch it.
Yeah.
We're not doing
if I-
well. Plus, we're not doing a great job in really.
I
promoting
gotta
it.
say, I liked it. It's if you like
Hmm.
Yorgos's movies, if you like all of his movies, you'll like this one. It's very Yorgosy, whatever the hell that means.
I mean, I did say
Um,
that earlier in the thing. I was like, if you're a fan of some of his other stuff, then you will probably like this. I think you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, every director and actor has a style. Like let's say Michael Bay. I can't sell you on fucking any Michael Bay film if you hated every Transformers film. I can't
Right.
say-
Like, yeah, exactly.
It's
Like,
simple
if
as
you
that.
like it, yeah, if you like a style, then that's what you like, and then that's
Yeah.
totally fine.
That's the thing. Like, this movie also, pretty, pretty shocking graphic violence at times, and
I don't even think the violent stuff wasn't bad. It was the gross out stuff was kind
Yeah.
of gross.
I mean, the sex
but
scenes
the
were more
violence
gratuitous.
was the
no, it's
violence
not
was-
gratuitous, but the violence is all realistic, which is like,
Yeah,
That's true.
it's freaky.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's
true.
always
That's-
it's always like visceral and
yeah.
the lack of music and stuff. Yeah, like the whole like running over the guy scene.
That,
It was
I, mean,
just
I busted out laughing that scene. I ain't gonna lie.
I laughed a few times, like when he's like his wife is missing and he's moping at the couple's house, and he's like, "Can we watch the tape?" They're like, "Man, I don't think that's a good idea, man." He's like, "Please, my wife would have liked it." And then it cuts to them, just like all three of them watching like the four of them fucking on a tape, and he's all like, he's got like this like nostalgia about it. And then later, when the wife comes back, it's like, she wants to have.
Yeah,
sex
so how
with
do
everybody.
I change your and Wes's settings? We put you under me.
What
Have
do
you
you
tried that?
You should literally just click me on your StreamYard window and pull
Okay.
me above.
We are under you.
No, I was trying to put
No,
like
yeah,
that.
like that.
Oh,
yeah.
is that way because Wes, you're not on camera, so it's easier to read this. I'm not blocking.
Oh, I see. Oh,
I never
that's fine.
tried. I never tried it, but no, I didn't like Tinker Tailor because I went and thinking it was going to be a Bond movie. And now it's a top 5 for me, but it took a few times. Yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
no,
I definitely
yeah.
had to watch that movie in 2 or 3 sittings.
Yeah, no, I said the Northman.
Tinker
I mean,
Tailor Soldier Spy.
I didn't hate it. I just said it had to grow on me, but I just because I went expecting 300, and it's like it wasn't that. But I did appreciate just like Master Commander. First time I saw Master and Commander, I thought it was boring as fuck because I just came off.
Really? I
because
like. I watched
it.
it recently. I watched it recently for the first time, and I liked it because I was
Really?
expecting
I'm
like
saying because
Yeah.
I want a movie about guys living on a ship. Like
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was saying, but at the
what
time
is it
for
like to
Wes,
live on a ship? You know, what are you eating?
Yeah.
Where are you sleeping? Like what are your quarters like? You know, all that kind of what
Well,
kind
yeah,
of work
'cause-
do you do?
Well, for me, because Master Commander, I just came off seeing Parts of the Caribbean, so that's why.
Oh,
You know,
well,
so,
if you
so
thought, yeah,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
should
But
never really, as a general rule, I would say you never really want to go. And I just said this actually on our other stream we just did for Horizon. Like, if you think you're going to see Yellowstone, you're not going to see Yellowstone.
yes, yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's what
like,
that's what the like the kind of predatory advertising does, you know, like Kevin Costner from Yellowstone in
Yeah.
something totally not like Yellowstone. Don't even
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is more, I mean, I bet you Horizon's kind of more like what's the movie? Lonesome Dove or something, you know.
not even, no, it's not. It's not. I
no.
wouldn't
Well,
say
that's what I'm
that.
saying. But so certain films, what with and like Wes, you were saying, the problem sometimes is the trailer. The trailer can fucking mislead people too.
Right. But as far as this trailer, like I said, I was fine watching it
Yeah,
and
you're right, Gemma.
going,
Same
I was
thing.
fine. Yeah, Watchmen, same thing. I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be superheroes fight the bad guys. Yay. Well, but Watchmen's actually really a great movie.
Oh no, but the trailer was
Dude, when I
fucking
saw the Watchmen
unreal.
movie, I was like amazed how faithful it was, but also I was like, you know, when you're not reading it and you're watching it as a movie, it's very obvious who the bad guy is.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
so insanely obvious.
When you're reading it, he's what's his name that wrote it was able to kind of spin you around a little bit. He kind of makes the bad guy seem like a fop, but in the movie, yes, you're right. It's extremely obvious. In fact, I saw them. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I did see the movie before I read the graphic novel.
Oh yeah.
And someone gifted me the graphic novel for my birthday the following year. And I was like, oh, cool. And I read it and I'm like, did they change the bad guy? Is this guy not the bad guy? Now they did change the bad guy's plot, but you know, anyway, we'll talk about that on another stream.
No,
I can almost hear Lance in my ear going, yeah, well, all right, Toxic. Let's stay on.
I don't understand this hatred of getting bogged down in tangents.
You don't care because Dad lets you do what you want to do, but when it's us, like he
no, I mean Lance is like that on his channel for sure, and some people are like that, like Mr. Brown, like they start getting on a tangent for 2 seconds. It's like, oh, bogged down, bogged the chat, bogged. It's like, so fucking what? I don't care.
All right. Well, I mean, looking right here, the budget. Obviously, a film like this doesn't require a high budget, so I mean,
a lot of marketing on this movie is really good. The cinematography is really good, and you know, like I said, the vibe. It's just a weird. It is a little, it's kind of poking fun at, spirituality and religion, and
I think it's poking fun at a lot of stuff that we are kind of obsessed with now. That are, is
materialism.
Kind of materialism. Yeah, that's why I thought the whole act of kindness thing was funny. Because it was like saying, like, people are asking people to do certain things for them as a quote unquote act of kindness. See what I did there? But then it's actually something that's hurting people.
The first story kind of reminded me of like just show business, Hollywood in general. Like kind of
the first story reminded me of that Kevin Spacey movie, Swimming with Sharks.
I love it. Yeah.
Is that right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't.
That's
seen
a fun. That's a that movie. That movie was falsely advertised. That movie, based on the trailer, you thought that movie was going to be a fun, hilarious romp of a.
They did make it seem
comedy.
like it was. Yeah, they did make it seem like it was
twisted and dark and.
But then, like 10 years later, well, was it 10 years later or 20? When did Horrible Bosses come out? Like 20?
Yeah, more like 20 years later. Yeah.
Well. So like almost 15 something years later, Horrible Bosses come out, and
Plato.
Spacey kind of plays a hey, Darth Plato. He kind of plays a almost like a cartoonish version of that in that in Horrible Bosses. So so
Yeah, well, I'll say Wes. I mean, say what is whatever. It's Rotten Tomatoes. You got 70% critics, 50% audience, but Metacritic.
Computer screen just came on, guys. It's been doing really good. It's been doing really good the past week, guys.
Nice. IMDb 7 out of 10. Google's 56%. So damn sure it's got like a mixed reaction. It's love or hate it, but I guess Enzo, as you would say.
Here's the thing: if you don't like it, you're a big dum-dum. No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
If you don't like it, I totally get it. It's weird. I mean, like Dogtooth, his first movie is kind of just like this in terms of like confusing tone and messaging.
See, now I didn't like Poor Things, but I did like Killing of a Sacred Deer. I did like that.
Killing of a Sacred Deer is my favorite of his movies, followed by The Favorite. And yeah, I know The Lobster was like heavily praised. I think Dogtooth is better than The Lobster. And then I would probably put this one. This is definitely like the bottom three. This one, Dogtooth, and The Lobster for me are on the bottom of the list. But I actually do love Killing of a Sacred Deer. That was actually a good movie.
I can't speak to those because I haven't seen them, but I do enjoy seeing Jesse Plemons.
They're all worth seeing because of how I mean, you got to say whatever he's doing, it's original. There's nothing else. You haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah. I don't see him doing a fucking Star Wars sequel anytime soon. So, you know.
I mean, no, I want him to see do a Star Wars sequel because it'd be unlike anything you've ever seen or heard of or fucking what,
right.
It's weird.
Wow.
But it just shows that, like, I mean, unfortunately, because everything has been done before, that's why when you actually do get these original movies, a lot of times they're these very weird art house, strange movies. Strange for the sake of being strange, but I felt like this one actually has some substance to it. It's not like I wouldn't call it like experimental.
I would definitely say there's a lot of this that is strange just for the sake of being strange.
No, it is strange for the sake of being strange, but there's some reasoning behind some of the strangeness, at least. I mean, and it was entertaining. I mean, I watched it all in one sitting.
So did I. Well, I had to. I mean, I kind of had.
You were in a theater. So was
I. I didn't even get up. I didn't even get up to pee. Ever since I've been on Ozempic, I don't have to pee as much.
Oh my god! Yeah. So are you like? Did you stop going to the bathroom?
Shitting wise, no. I'm still shitting quite a bit. I shit.
They say because some people like just stop shitting.
No, I
shit.
say
like if that happens, it's like
shitting too much.
It's like when you take boner pills and your boner is like too long for 6 hours. They say go straight to the ER. No, if you take Ozempic and you don't poop in a few days, like go straight to the ER.
No, I the first 2 days I couldn't get off the toilet. So
that's so funny because you were like, I thought you were joking about going. Why are you on Ozempic to lose a few extra pounds?
Because look, Dick, I have gotten a little heavy.
Did the doctor tell you like, are you having like diabetic? You actually need it.
Well, I have diabetes in my family.
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
God, why are we talking about this here?
The cameras are off. Don't worry.
It's more interesting than the movie.
We're not live, guys.
So I did my old man checkup at the VA, and she said, "Well, I see that you've added a little weight." Mm-hmm. And I said, "Yeah, I've been doing security work. I didn't do construction this last summer like I did the 2 summers previous, but I will this summer, and I'll probably drop some." And she's like, "Well, maybe we could get you on a program." I said, "Well, I really don't have time." I was like, "I'll just try to cut down." I was like, and I had just watched South Park, so it's like laughingly joking, and I just said, "Hey, why don't you give me some of that Ozempic?" And she goes, "Okay, I'll put your name in. There's a long waiting list." And then fucking 2 days later, I get a phone call, and she's like, "Hey, we're gonna approve it." And then earlier on Monday, this past Monday, she's like, "Hey, you're going to start classes on July 10th. So I'm like, "Oh, they're going to make me do nutrition classes." And then that day when I came home from work, there was 2 big boxes at my office with ice packs in them with these fucking shots with instructions on how to take them. So I was like, fuck it.
God.
And then, so I took it and I was 280. I was 279. Yeah. Well, I also lift, bro. So I was 280 on Monday. And I know that because I donated plasma that day. And then when I donated plasma again on Friday, I was 268. Jeez. And I checked it today while I was at the grocery store, and I'm down to 259.
Nice.
God. What happens when you stop? You just keep losing weight. Like I'm like thinner. Like I'm 162 now. I'm whittling away. I stopped taking the Ozempic months ago.
I'm being erased.
Yeah, they put that gypsy curse on you.
She's like, we didn't really give you medicine. We just gave you gypsy curse. This is for all
it's like that old I don't know if it was a true story or wives' tale from the 90s, but like the guy is like, I'm a doctor and I can make you ladies lose weight on this clinical test. Just take a couple of these pills and you'll start losing weight. Doesn't matter what you eat. And they were like, it's working. Like they're losing weight, but then they started losing too much weight and they were like, what's going on? I can't stop losing weight. So they go to another doctor and the doctors find like 200-foot long fucking tapeworms in their bellies.
Yes, I've actually heard of that. I've heard of variations on that story.
I think I got a picture for Wes in like 2 weeks from now. It's
shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, because so for this summer, I'm not going to do as much security work, and I'm going to be doing turnover, which is clearing apartment complexes so I can make enough money for the year. And it's fucking 112 degrees out, dude. So I was like, I better drop some fucking delete some weight, man, you know. So
all right, well, Wes, I think we're done. But anything else
I like the third story because the third story of this movie
I did too. The third story is the most, I don't want to say it's the most cogent story, but it's definitely the story that you can follow better. Plus I like that fucking Jesse Plemons looks like a fucking neo-Nazi like he did in
looks like you.
He looks like kind of looks like me.
Just looks like you. But yeah,
it's gonna be him in another 2 weeks.
Yeah, that'll be me in a couple weeks.
He's getting erased. No, but yeah, the third story was also just like wild because like if you could turn any of the stories into a feature-length movie, probably the third story. But
I would say
it's just a lot of great smash cut comedy because like I mean I'm sure you guys spoiled it, but looking for the basically looking for the Messiah. Finding some kind of necromancer.
I think necromancer works. Necromancer is probably more accurate.
Yeah.
Some kind of who knows? Finding basically the Holy Grail and then smashing it immediately. Like
I will say this:
finding like the chalice of the gods and like celebrating and then dropping it and breaking it instantly.
Right.
Like, oh shit!
I will say this: I was glad they added that trans actress. That one, and they didn't make a big deal they didn't make a big deal about it like they did on Euphoria. Like on Euphoria, they were showing the cock as much as they could, and there were sex scenes constantly.
I'm not watching that show.
She's trans. She has a penis.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
I did notice she had big fake titties, and they're like measuring them and stuff. And I thought
she's she in the Euphoria, she's Zendaya's lover, but then she also goes out and has threesomes where she fucks other chicks and she fucks Zendaya's ex-boyfriend.
You're just selling me on the show Euphoria, man.
Euphoria. Wow. Yeah, I'm not. All the kids love Euphoria, and then you find out what it's about. You're like, good God.
It's actually a good show. It's a pretty good show, actually.
This is what kids these days. Remember how when we were kids and we could identify to like My So-Called Life? That was like the craziest shit that was happening.
My So-Called Life was like the edgiest of the shows.
Yeah, there was nobody.
Was like 90210. There's 90210.
I was watching. I didn't watch that. I was watching.
Yeah, the kids these days are like, oh yeah, you guys have like weird love triangles and smoke pot. Yeah, hold my beer. Let me show you what we kids are up to.
We're gonna have a transsexual get molested by an older rich guy in the first episode.
Here's my face when Wes mentions Euphoria. There you go.
Yeah. It's actually a good show, and Sydney Sweeney stays naked through the entire show.
I guess I'll filter the other stuff
Emma
out.
Stone also kind of winning me over. I mean, not that she's particularly good in this movie or particularly,
she has no problem getting naked. I give her credit.
The fact that she takes these roles, just like Jesse Plemons, it's like, okay, she's got a little.
Well,
edge
she's
to her,
smart enough. She's smart enough to have figured out, like early on in the early aughts, as they call it, she was kind of pigeonholed into those, romantic, quirky comedies. The Will Gluck guy was like throwing her in all those movies and stuff, like Crazy Stupid Love and Easy A, and she didn't want to be that. She didn't want to do that character, and then she's like, let me be funny and edgy in Zombieland, but then she didn't want to be that either. So she's like, let me start doing crazy shit like the fucking the Bird movie with Michael Keaton and
La La Land.
La La Land. Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, you don't want to. She keeps she keeps pivoting, because first time I saw her was what, Superbad, maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when the first. How would I know when the first time you saw her was?
I mean, that's the proverbial eye.
I liked her in Easy. She was good in Easy A.
I think the
I
first
never
thing
seen it. I keep hearing it's good. It's
oh,
great.
it's so
Watch
fun.
it.
It's so
Yeah.
fucking good. God, it's so
check
good.
it out.
So
I'll watch
good.
it soon.
But first thing first thing I saw her in was
You know,
that.
Yeah, Black
How
Widow.
funny.
It's weird. It depends on the makeup job. Certain scenes she's sexy. Certain scenes you're like.
Yeah, if you want to see a
Yeah.
sexy
It
Emma
depends
Stone
on the
movie,
makeup. I swear.
yeah, go watch. She had like this trilogy with fucking Ryan Reynolds, or not Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling,
Okay.
and one of them, the odd one out, is fucking Gangster Squad or some shit like that with
Yeah.
and it's where they're going up against Sean Penn as like Bugsy
Yeah.
Siegel or some
Isn't that
shit.
shitty Michael Mann? Michael Mann made some bad movies.
I
recently,
don't
right?
think it's Michael Mann. I don't know who it is, but anyway,
I'm thinking of
she's-
Public Enemies. Never mind.
Yeah, she's in it. I like Public Enemies, but she's in it and she plays in the 1940s and she's hot in that movie. She's just
Yeah.
like
Like
she wears
scene
that
there,
shit.
That scene there, it was fun watching her do
Gangster
the
Squad.
grind. You know, she's twerking. Like, sure.
Pull up a picture of her in Gangster Squad. You might be pretty impressed.
Okay.
Emma Stone, ladies and
Well, I
gentlemen.
guess we'll let Enzo finish out West because I mean I think
Oh,
needs
he doesn't
that-
know. Does he know how to do the rating system like we do?
Well, yeah, well, I'm just looking to figure if Enzo had anything.
I'd
else
put
about
it
the film.
on mid shelf. I don't think
Oh,
it's
he
bad
does.
enough to be
Spot.
bottom
So
shelf.
he does that.
Oh.
He's watched our show. Yay!
I made
Enzo,
your
yay.
stupid fucking graphics for this thing.
Well, how am I supposed to know that?
There you
It's
go,
okay.
Wes.
I would say, yeah, not top
There.
shelf.
Here, buddy.
Definitely not
There
one
we
of
go.
Yorgos's. And
we
yeah,
don't-
did I like it?
Did you like it, Enzo?
I would say yes to the first two and maybe no to the third one. I would,
Okay. Honestly,
yeah, it's probably worth seeing just for the sake of like, what the hell is them, you know?
Wes, number one. Did you like this movie?
No.
Okay. Any particular reason?
It's one of those pretentious shitburger fucking avant-garde fucking movies that it's just not my cup of tea. I know that there's an
Yeah.
audience for this. I'm not the audience for this. Even with Jesse Plemons in it, I'm not. I don't like stuff like this. Like
Okay.
this is not. I'm not a Magnolia. I'm not a fucking Poor Things or yes, I did like Killing of, but I mean that thing was a little bit more grounded, if that word can even apply to any of this unpronounceable name directors stuff. But yeah, I'm not Mulholland Drive like those kind of movies that I'm not like in my day, like he's like a updated version of David Lynch, and I've only liked like two
It's
David
very
Lynch movies.
Lynchian. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
a good way
so
to describe
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not a good David Lynch fan.
Hmm.
Other than that, would I recommend it? I would not recommend it unless you are specifically this audience. Should you spend your hard-earned money? Do not wait till it comes on streaming or watch it on the high seas, matey, in some kind of way.
Yeah,
Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, so
That's it.
Enzo, what's your 2 and 3? Would you recommend it? Would you tell people to
No,
go out and see
yeah.
it?
What's cool about this list is like, yeah, if you say you basically have to say yes, and as soon as you get a no, it's like you assume the next question is also a no. But
You
yeah, I
assume
mean, the
that,
first
yeah.
two, like I said, yeah, did I like it? Yes. Would I recommend it? Yeah, probably watch it once, but don't buy it. Don't pay to watch it. That's what
Yeah,
I
no,
would think.
because we've said plenty of films are matinee films, or plenty of films we thought were okay, but they're waiting for streaming service movies.
It's also
and-
not a good
you know.
movie to watch in the theater. I think I
It
think
is
this
not.
fine
I
to
had
watch
a free.
at home.
I had a free ticket, so
Yeah,
This is a movie you might want to you might want to pause it after each story and go take a walk. or something.
yes, that's a good. I like that. Yeah. I
yeah.
like that.
Basically, to what you guys said, I'm the same. I'm kind of mixed between Enzo and Wes. Where did I like it? I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I was entertained enough by the performances because Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, Emma Stone, they're fantastic in all three mini movies. The stories are kind of weird, but they don't give bad performances. Nobody phones it in. And
Well, that's true. That's
the-
true.
Yeah, and the dark comedy is there. It's for me, it's an okay film. It would appeal to someone more like Enzo and that kind of crowd. So I did enjoy it, but in terms of what I recommend it, like you guys said, if this director, if you didn't like any of his previous films, this isn't a film for you. I would say I would recommend this to people that like this kind of artsy type film. So, like, yeah, most people who want to see Horizon or Deadpool or films like that, that's just not going to work for you. I'd recommend this only to people that like this style of movie.
Well, what's also cool about this is even if you do like Yorgos, but you don't love him, this might be better because, like, yeah, it's short stories, so like,
Yeah,
it's kind of it could be it's super weird, but it's it's a lot more digestible than some of the other super weird feature length 90-minute,
And-
2-hour movies.
Yeah, in terms of like, when I spend money, even with my Regal app, that's why I saw it for. No, like Enzo said, this is one of the films where I would wait for a streaming service, and like you said, Enzo, you could watch the first mini story, pause it, go to the bathroom real quick, do something, watch it, because it essentially is 3 mini movies into one film. So I would recommend waiting for it. I'm not in a rush to tell somebody go drop $15 to go see this in a theater. It's not that type of movie.
It's the opposite of a popcorn film. Like you wouldn't
100%.
you'd feel weird eating anything in this movie. You'd be like, it's like one of those. It's like the Eddie Izzard joke where he keep bringing the popcorn up to your mouth, and you're just like,
yeah. No, so I mean, I'm kind of like I said, I'm between you and Wes, where it's like it's an okay film. Like you said, Enzo, I wouldn't see myself watching this again anytime soon. It is what it is. But so I'll let you guys go. Enzo, so what's your I don't know, buddy, what's your
I'd give it
rating system?
mid-shelf. I'd give it
Mid-shelf?
mid-shelf.
Which
I
mean,
wouldn't
it's
say
an honest answer.
top-shelf.
Yeah.
Because even if it is bad, it's still worth seeing for
Okay.
various reasons. You know, because I know the term hate watching is a thing, but like, even if you don't like it, you should definitely. This movie should be analyzed. This movie should be discussed.
I'll agree with that.
I can go with that. Wes, what's out of our system? What's your?
I got to go bottom shelf with this, just because for me, it's not my cup of tea.
It's
but
fine.
like I said, if it's your cup of tea, this could be top shelf. Me personally, I don't like this kind of movie. I kind of thought it might be this kind of movie, but I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt just because I like a lot of the actors that are in it. It's definitely it's not anything that's going to show up on my top 4 of shitty things at the end of the year. So for sure, it's not even going to be my top 10 shitty things. I'm glad I watched it. And it's definitely something to talk about, but I what's my number one thing, Blue Collar?
Rewatchability.
Yeah. I will never watch this again. If I will never watch this again, you're gonna get bummed. Yeah.
I honestly, oh my God, I honestly, I was actually disappointed with this movie. I was expecting a lot more.
Wow.
I was excited about this, and I was kind of let down a little bit. But
you thought it was gonna be like more like Beau Was Afraid and stuff like that?
I thought it was gonna be. Well, yeah, I did like Beau Was Afraid, but yeah, it's if you liked Beau Was Afraid, you'd like this. It's up there. It's not as weird or as crazy, but it's definitely
it's not as weird due to the triptych style making it. So if you
however I thought this movie was going to be more, like I said, sprawl. I thought this was going to be like Yorgos trying to do like Scorsese, I thought this was going to be like Yorgos
over
based on the trailer.
Yeah.
I thought this was like about like a guy who's a henchman to some mob boss or something. I thought this was going to be like a crazy movie. I was like, what is this about?
Yeah,
but it's weird, weird religious parables. Like I said, I kind of compared it to his Magnolia, like Paul Thomas Anderson, like getting his head up his ass, doing cocaine, and a bunch of weird religious analogies.
Yeah, I would say, Wes, what's I guess because I'm kind of between both of you guys. What is like a drink that's between bottom and mid? I would pick mid if I can pick one tier, mid, but like, it's teetering for me. It's
Fireball.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, I mean, so I didn't, like you guys said, I didn't hate it. I wasn't really bored, but I could see why a lot of people would see this type of film and say, I'm skipping this because, like Enzo said, this is a certain type of audience. As much as like
middle shelf is the stuff you drink on your drink streams.
There you go.
Middle shelf
parties.
I do drink Jack
yeah.
Daniels.
Jack's
that's
not
middle. That's middle shelf.
Yeah, if you want whiskey,
Jack Daniels
top
is middle shelf.
You're talking about like Knob Creek and shit like that.
Shit.
Doers.
I've seen the prices on that shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. I bought a bottle of Knob Creek for when Dark Hour hit his whatever that big landmark he got last year. I don't remember what it was.
Monetized?
Yeah.
And now it was past when he got monetized.
Some subscribers, 1,000.
Yeah, I had so many subscribers. So I had to tell the people in the allegedly, I had to tell the people at the UPS store inside the mall. I was like, they're like, oh, you can't send liquor. I'm like, oh, it's a prop. It's for YouTube.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, okay.
For movies.
Yeah. So yeah, for me, it's like it's between Enzo and you, Wes. Just it's low middle. It's okay for what it is, but it's a certain type of audience. I didn't regret watching it, but yeah,
Would you watch it again?
Honestly, nah.
Yeah,
as I said, but it's an okay movie for what it is, and that's it. It's just mid. So I mean,
it's mid.
Yeah,
as the kids say.
Exactly, man.
This is mid. It's giving mid. It's giving meh vibes.
Yeah, it's an okay film, but all right, because it's hard to schedule stuff with Enzo because usually he skips newer movies. But is there any new movies coming out west that we have planned besides? But Deadpool is the obvious one. But,
Yeah, that's in a couple weeks, right?
well,
Yeah.
Deadpool's technically July 26th, so we got
Oh, so like 3 weeks.
I'm willing
Okay.
to bet we're gonna get an early showing of that though too. I think we probably will.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a couple things. That Marky Mark movie where he's fucking bald.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
the Mel Gibson one.
a flight movie. Like, that actually
I'm
looks
excited.
That might
Yeah, that looks
be
good.
that could be something. That could
I'm-
be something more because usually I don't like him because he's kind of a one-trick pony.
yeah.
But he kind of looked a little unhinged in that, and I was like, okay, all
I'm-
right.
What's the
I'm
movie
curious-
called?
I don't know. Flight
Marky
risk
Mark Warby.
or fucking I don't know.
Yeah, Flight Risk. Yeah.
Is it? But did I call it? I just pulled that out of my ass.
That's it.
I really just
Yeah.
pulled that out of my
When's
ass.
the release date for that?
Oh,
Let's see.
okay. Because there's another movie called Flight/Risk from 2022.
Oh.
That's stupid. Yeah, that comes out in October.
Oh, okay. So coming up soon.
I'm curious if Enzo wants to go see Twisters.
Do you want to?
Yeah. When does that come out? I need to have our Twister video ready by then.
It comes out July 16th.
Oh my god. So yeah, I need to edit that next. All right.
Yeah. Curious.
Yeah,
if
that'll
we-
be good. You
if we
gotta
change-
get that out
Hmm.
right before the premiere.
I want that to come out like this. Yeah, the same week as Twisters. That'd be
If
fun.
you
That's a good
change-
idea.
If it doesn't, if it comes out a week or two later, I don't give a shit. But I mean, it'd just
Yeah.
be fun.
Wes,
Um,
if you get a chance, check out the trailer for this film called Kill. It actually comes out July 4th, which I'm curious on.
Kill.
It's like one of Hindu films, but it's like a Hindu John Wick.
Oh, I'm not doing that. I don't. I don't.
I don't know if you guys know I don't know if you know this, Blue, but Indians are technically Asians.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Don't
We
like
know
the-
how toxic feels about Asians.
Don't like cultures that I've had to go to war with. I
God.
don't like them. I'm not going to support them.
Props to the Indians for having the most feces-filled
Hmm.
beaches in the entire planet.
Yeah.
Pretty
Good for you.
amazing.
This new Nick Cage film coming out called Long Legs.
No.
Yeah, Long Legs is going to be amazing. We should do that. When does that
Okay.
come out?
Nick Cage is dead. You
July-
guys can do that. You guys can do that.
I'm
Nick Cage
fine
is
with that.
dead to me. He's
Enzo,
gone.
that
movie's
comes out-
literally-
July 12th.
It's going to scare the balls off of all of us.
Okay.
It's apparently fucking freaky.
Maxine would be definitely something I'm
That
into
that
because
comes
I've watched
out-
the other two. I've watched the other Mia Goth movies, the X
Yeah.
and Pearl.
Pearl. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
True.
Maxine comes out actually Wednesday.
Oh no! Oh god! Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'll talk to Wes about
Uh,
that because I didn't see. I'm not sure Wes the first two films you're talking about. I didn't watch them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pearl
Um,
and X. They're
I
cool.
feel-
You didn't
X
watch.
is cool,
You
man.
didn't watch X.
Watch X.
No.
The A24.
Slasher,
He's
slasher when
That's
they're
why.
making a
Well,
slasher when they're
remember,
slasher
there's so
around
many
a
guys-
shoot.
There's so many goddamn movies we're trying to catch up on. I do miss
But
some.
it came out like
It's okay.
2 years ago, dude.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
okay. I didn't see Pearl, so
yeah,
I'll watch
we'll figure it
Pearl.
out.
It's good.
All right,
It's not
yeah.
as good as X, but it's
Yeah,
and
X.
then
I have a feeling Pearl doesn't have the sex appeal of X.
Yeah.
X is one of those movies where, like, when I first heard about it, I was like, "That sounds awesome," because
Hmm.
I love House of the Devil. That's like one of my favorites.
God.
And the guy Ty West, he basically made that movie and some other movie, and then he started getting into his Pearl verse or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So Pearl's a prequel to X in 2022. Okay. Looking at
Yeah. And Maxine is a sequel to X.
yes,
So
with
hell yeah.
Halsey in it, and it's set in the 80s.
Right.
Oh, so they actually came out the same year, X and Pearl. Show.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And yes, and this is
Oh yeah,
actually,
it's got a good cast too, man.
Yeah,
actually
dude.
going to be film noir as opposed to that bullshit that Vex got me fucking watching. So
Are you sure that like it's not going to be revealed that Maxine's an alien?
alien, a fucking alien. Oh, I will
alien.
never.
I wish, dude. I
about
wish
that.
there could have been like a video of you getting that reaction,
The-
finding
it
out
was
what the hell.
epic. It was
Like,
epic. I might.
What
I
did you
might be-
start doing? What
re-
did you
I
start
was
like? Just trying to reenact it right
literally-
now.
Literally, my son was here and he was sleeping, and I woke him up, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "What happened?" And I'm like, "It's a show." He's like, "You're screaming because of a show?" I was like, "Shut up and go back to bed, you little bastard." But yeah, I was so yeah, good. Do it, do it.
A fucking alien.
We gotta watch it at some point.
We need to somehow do a losers lounge
We're gonna-
reel, a losers lounge reel with me doing that and send it to Vex. Man, if she You know what? If she did it to me as a prank, then God bless her
Yeah,
for pranking me.
I don't think
But
so.
I think she actually thought I would like that, which that makes me mad. That
Well,
makes
I think what happened is she liked it, and just because I don't, maybe I don't know if she knew that you hated sci-fi and shit like that, she might have.
Yeah.
well,
warned
she
ya.
knew enough to say, well, don't you like, she knows I do private detective work. She knows that I like private detective shows
right.
and movies. She knows I like Colin Farrell. She knew enough to know that. So
Right, but do you like Blade Runner, for instance?
not really.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't care if it's like a private eye movie in fucking sci-fi land.
All right. Well, we'll figure out our next little bar review. But Jamma Black Lives, Adam, everybody, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. And it wasn't a bad film, but as usual, even our bad movies, I have no
It wasn't
problem.
a good film. It
But, I mean,
wasn't a good film
I
either.
did enjoy watching it and talking to you guys about it. So
It was definitely an interesting film. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
true.
that. I like
That's
that it was
true.
interesting and it was original. And I mean, is it good? Like, that's something. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it's actually amazing and we're too stupid to understand it.
I think
look,
Jesse Plemons actually won like an award in Cannes or something for it.
I mean, yeah, and as I said, Wes, no bad performances, but also the premises.
Yeah,
like
no bad performances.
Yeah, I listen to other people. Like I listened to last night, Chris Gore and his friend Alan talk about the Quiet Place. Chris liked it. His friend Alan didn't recommend it. So all three of us, we don't always have to agree and have echo chambers as well.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't want to watch The Quiet Place, you just want to know the guy jumps in the river with the fucking cat to get away from the aliens. The end.
Yeah, I heard about.
I just
that.
saved you $14.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Wait, Sugar?
The Quiet Place cat.
No, The Quiet Place part,
Yeah.
the prequel.
All right, so Enzo,
yeah.
well, tomorrow I'm on Lansing Band and Bros. Enzo's doing Dork Side and House of Dragon, and we'll Tuesday-
bad news. I might have to do Dorkside like around 10 p.m. or something because AJ's having a birthday stream at 6:30 and he wants me on. So.
Bro, I
Have
gotta
fun.
work early on Monday,
I'm
man. Fuck.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and then we're
Alright,
getting
maybe
ready
I'll
for
take a nap or something.
we're getting ready for Team America.
Okay.
First time
Team America.
this time I'm going to be high on stream. So
Fuck yeah!
Oh, awesome.
I get to
because
I get to do my new avatar, my new
because for Team America, I'm definitely gonna have some edibles from the fucking dispensary.
Are you making a new did you make a new
I already
opening?
did. I did.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
it took me 10 fucking hours, but I mean, it's to me,
What
it's
the
like
fuck? Don't be wasting that time making no, just
it's worth it.
you just
Yeah.
stick to the damn a good
I'm
one
not-
for a few months and then change it up.
Well,
Baby.
no, this is for the month of July. I'm just saying, but I made it for July.
Yeah,
'cause
but you
because-
changed the
no.
May and the June
You
one.
change
like
them every
3
week.
times.
No,
Yeah.
I know. But no, June was just one. That's what I'm saying. No, this is just for July. So it's just it's
I'm
one.
pretty sure you changed them a
Alright,
couple
it doesn't
times.
matter.
Yeah.
Just keep it.
Yeah,
Keep
I know.
it. Keep. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right. Well, we'll see you for Dorkside next.
hey guys, he's not gonna ask, but I will. Like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button.
Yeah.
Like you're smashing your booze or your significant other in the face when she
All right,
doesn't
well,
have dinner
as
ready.
usual, I am going to get ready for work.
Oh God.
So all I ever do is work. I'm sober
Yeah.
for once. Yeah.
Yeah, good